Strange Affair by Peter Robinson, read by Simon Slater. Chapter 1. Was she being followed? It was hard to tell at that time of night on the motorway. There was plenty of traffic, lorries for the most part, and people driving home from the pub just a little too carefully. Red BMWs coasting up the fast lane, doing 100 or more. Businessmen in a hurry to get home from late meetings. She was beyond Newport Pagnell now, and the muggy night air blurred the red tail lights of the cars ahead and the oncoming headlights across the road. She began to feel nervous as she checked her rear-view mirror and saw that the car was still behind her. She pulled over to the near-side lane and slowed down. The car, a dark Mondeo, overtook her. It was too dark to glimpse faces, but she thought there was just one person in the front and another in the back. It didn't have a taxi light on top, so she guessed it was probably a private hire car, and stopped worrying. Some rich git being ferried to a nightclub in Leeds, most likely. She overtook the Mondeo a little further up the motorway, and didn't give it a second glance. The late-night radio was playing Old Blue Eyes singing Summer Wind. Her kind of music, no matter how old-fashioned people told her it was. Talent and good music never went out of style as far as she was concerned. When she got to Watford Gap services, she realised she felt tired and hungry, and she still had a long way to go, so she decided to stop for a short break. She didn't even notice the Mondeo pull in 2 cars behind her. A few seedy-looking people hung around the entrance. A couple of kids who didn't look old enough to drive stood smoking and playing the machines, giving her the eye as she walked past, staring at her breasts. She went first to the ladies, then to the cafe, where she bought a ham and tomato sandwich, and sat alone to eat, washing it down with a Diet Coke. At the table opposite, a man with a long face and dandruff on the collar of his dark suit jacket ogled her over the top of his glasses, pretending to read his newspaper and eat a sausage roll. Was he just a common or garden variety perv? Or was there something more sinister in his interest, she wondered. In the end, she decided he was just a perv. Sometimes it seemed as if the world was full of them, that she could hardly walk down the street or go for a drink on her own without some sad pillock who thought he was God's gift eyeing her up, like the kids hanging around the entrance, or coming over and laying a line of chat on her. Still, she told herself, what else could you expect at this time of night in a motorway service station? A couple of other men came in and went to the counter for coffee to go, but they didn't give her a second glance. She finished half the sandwich, dumped the rest, and got her travel mug filled with coffee. When she walked back to her car, she made sure that there were people around. A family with 2 young kids up way past their bedtime, noisy and hyperactive, and that no one was following her. The tank was only a quarter full, so she filled it up at the petrol station, using her credit card right there at the pump. The perv from the cafe pulled up at the pump opposite and stared at her as he put the nozzle in the tank. She ignored him. She could see the night manager in his office, watching through the window, and that made her feel more secure. Tank full, she turned down the slip road and eased in between 2 articulated lorries. It was hot in the car, so she opened both windows and enjoyed the play of breeze they created. It helped keep her awake, along with the hot black coffee. The clock on the dashboard read 12:35 a.m. Only about 2 or 3 hours to go, then she would be safe. Penny Cartwright was singing Richard Thompson's Strange Affair when Banks walked into the Dog and Gun, her low, husky voice milking the song's stark melancholy for all it was worth. Banks stood by the door, transfixed. Penny Cartwright. He hadn't seen her in over 10 years, though he had thought of her often, even seen her name in Mojo and Uncut from time to time. The years had been kind. Her figure still looked good in blue jeans and a tight white t-shirt tucked in at the waist. The long raven's wing hair, he remembered, looked just as glossy as ever in the stage lights, and the few threads of grey here and there made her look even more attractive. She seemed...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?